Prentice says, you know, sometimes I can't control myself. And I do things that I consider as obsessions or bad vices. The question is how to eliminate them once and for all, because I think they're an obstacle. And if they're never going to disappear, which I wouldn't like too much, how to erase the shame for doing such things. Because I don't consider myself a maniac, but when they appear, they're very excessive. I can control them for months, and then they arise again. I can say that they've reduced gradually over the last few years, but they're still there. So, once again, this is not a how-to teaching. It's not how do you get rid of things, how do you deal with things, how do you control things, how do you manage things, how do you do anything. That's not the, and there's lots of very potentially useful techniques out there for managing things. That you may be drawn to and may do. What we're concerned with here with this teaching is to look at the source of these behaviors. You say, okay, I have these bad vices. The reason we call things bad vices, they're behaviors that bring us pain, that make, I mean, that they are either bad for us physically or emotionally or socially. You know, that they bring us problems, and that's why we call them vices. So if you have these vices, this teaching, it points you to look into the essence of this vice. Can you control it? You say, well, yeah, I can control it sometimes. But that's really not the point. Can you control it? By control it, I mean not do it. As in ever. Which means can you control it? If you can't control it all the time, what that means is that you are not the controller. It means something else is determining whether you can control it in the moment or not. And that's what we're getting back to. What is it that enables you to control it sometimes and not control it other times? So we're always looking deeper to see if we can find the source for our actions. And it's particularly useful to have vices for this, because these are behaviors that are clearly, when you look into them, out of your control. If you could control them, you wouldn't do them. They're messing up your life. The reason you call them vices is because they're messing up your life. If they weren't messing up your life, you'd call them hobbies. Yeah, these are my hobbies. No, they're your vices because you can't control them. You find yourself doing them, and you keep getting a bad result out of them. So this is an opportunity to see, if you're not controlling it, what is? And that's where we started this teaching. So I don't know if you've seen it, Apprentice, but my latest book, The Way of Powerlessness, is a look into this very question of having vices, having things that you are, quote, addicted to, that you can't control, and how this can be an opening and an opportunity to a deeper spiritual insight. So if you are interested, I think the book is on Amazon. It's reasonably inexpensive, and you may find it useful.